Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cameron here once again, and today, guys, we're going to be talking about how to survive and win an end game every single game in Fortnite. We're going to be able to get you every single win back to back to back. I actually won like 10 games in a row in public matches. Now, that was a really high streak, I'll admit. Usually I don't win 10 games in a row, but there is some things that I picked up in Season 6 that allowed me to really win just about every single match. But first, guys, before we jump into that, just a little bit of self-promotion. If you guys are new to my channel, my name's Cameron. I do a bunch of how-to guide videos helping you become a better player in Fortnite. If that's your cup of tea and something you want to learn more about, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be making tons of videos for you guys. So guys, to start off our very first tip on this video, I'm going to talk about what loot is the best loot to have in Season 6. To be honest, I mean, the best loot in this game, it can vary a little bit, but it is basically well known that the primal variants are pretty much not as good. The primal shotgun is actually a pretty decent weapon, but here's the thing is it's only strong if you're within somebody's box, and I hardly ever fight that close quarters. I like to be able to take people out with a pump from like a block away, typically is what I try to do, so I don't use the primal shotgun. My favorite loot in this season is the shockwave bow and the spaz pump, like the purple or legendary variant of the pump. And the reason for this is they work amazing. They're like the most legendary combo you can have in Fortnite right now. The shockwave bow, and you'll see it throughout this video, there's about 10 different wins I have in this video alone. You'll see how many times I use the shockwave bow to great effect. I'm shooting people in the storm with it. I'm getting really great rotation endgame, like into circle. I'm also able to use it to literally fly into somebody's box immediately. So like there'll be somebody three levels, 3 1x1s above me. I use a shockwave bow once and fly up to their height and just pump them in the face. So that's why I'm saying the shockwave bow and the purple or legendary pump are the best combo you can have in this whole season of Season 6. The next tip I want to go ahead and give you guys is what to do as far as like rotations, where to land. So the place that I'm normally landing at this season is Dirty Docks, and the reason for that is it is extremely accessible for just about any gun or any item you need. There's shockwaves there, there's bows there, not to mention there's like a million mechanical parts you can farm there. So I mean, it's really, I think the best location this season is Dirty Docks. But I would just recommend like any of the new POIs. Like I noticed the Spire and the other locations like Colossal Crops and stuff, they're not as good like for loot. Loot feels really sparse at these places. So I recommend like any of the old POIs, like Misty Meadows is still really good. I like to go Slurpy Swamp a lot as well, just because those are places I have like 100% win average at. I typically always walk out of there at least with a few kills and tons of really good loot. So those are probably like the top 3 places I'd recommend. The other thing to keep in mind, guys, is there is a lot of people that are using primals this season. So make sure that when you're fighting players, you're really well far away from like any of their boxes, because once you're stuck in a box with a guy with a primal shotgun, you're dead immediately. Like literally, there's no chance of survival. If you're in a box with a guy with a primal shotgun and he's spraying it at you, you're dead. So I recommend box fighting. Like box fighting is going to be the most important in this season than any other season in the game due to the primal variants. Like those weapons are just deadly in very close proximity. So as far as like general play style, I never like try to avoid people. Again, I'm playing public matches in these clips here. I have played some arena, got to Division 6, and the way I was able to do that like to great effect is literally by just camping like the outside of circle. I know you guys have probably heard tons of other like tips and tricks Fortnite players say, you know, storm camp people, basically to shoot people coming into storm. But it is so true. It's so helpful to be able to pick off kills when look at this kill here. I jump and shoot this guy in the air. I'm telling you, man, the shockwave bow and the purple or legendary pump, best combo in the game by far. But yeah, like I was saying, storm camp. So be able to like rotate by going around the edge of the circle never just go to like the middle of the circle. And the reason for that is you're gonna get third partied a lot. Like in center circle, that's where all the players are usually most congregated, is in the center of wherever the circle is. Not always, but a lot of the time. And to avoid getting third partied and to pick other people off, you kind of want to use the back of the storm as your kind of wall of defense, right? Because nobody typically is going to be stuck in storm or waiting to shoot players in storm. So usually you'll have a very good chance of being able to clean up kills, and you can use that edge of the storm when you're going into circle as kind of like your barrier, you know, to protect against players. Other than that, man, just W key every player you can, because usually if you're the one pressing instead of being on the defensive end, you're more likely to win. And the reason, I think, is two things. I think it's a mental thing. Like if you're W keying, you're the aggressor, and that kind of makes you feel like you have the upper hand. But the other thing is that you're usually, because you're the aggressor, you know exactly like where the enemy is, typically, where they may get ambushed and may not know exactly where you are. Also, you can play, usually you get the first shot off, meaning that you have a greater chance of winning. If you're the first one pushing, you're the first one shooting, you got hits on the enemy first before anybody else got hits on you, then typically you're in really good shape and you're gonna win the majority, if not all, of those fights that you're W keying on. It doesn't mean just like spray into a box with like 3 or 4 players that are behind that wall, because obviously if they're on the defensive in that instant, then they have the upper hand. They're going to be able to time an immediate one pump to the face and kill you. But it does mean that if you can catch your players, your enemies off guard, or they're not expecting you to be around a corner or something like that, then you have a way better chance of winning. So yeah, that's what I recommend, is just W keying. Plus, when you're in early division and playing public matches, you know, you're usually pretty safe there. It's not till you get into like Champions League where you start getting people who are extremely good on the defensive end. So yeah, that's just my little recommendation. One thing I do want to mention here, I'm using a hop flopper with the shockwave bow, and I think it's probably overpowered. It's kind of broken. You'll see me shoot this guy. Look, somebody shockwaves me. I'm literally flying on top of their truck. I'm getting all these free tags. They're hardly hitting me. So I think what I'm saying is the hop flopper and the shockwave bow is an ungodly combo. I can't think of too many instances where I'll be able to have both of those, but if you do ever get the chance to have a hop flopper and a freaking shockwave bow, it is insane. Now imagine if you hit those bouncers with a chicken, a shockwave bow, and on a pepper and a hop flopper. You'd probably fly across the map, man. But anyways, guys, that's basically it for this video. I just want to share with you some tips on how to win end games. This is your boy Cameron. Peace out for now.